Good morning and welcome. I'm Karen, this Veronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot. I hope y'all are doing well today. It is Sunday and this is our daily reading. I'm going to use the Runic Tarot. We'll just give it a couple of shuffles and we'll get started. I'll use the Witch's Tarot for clarifying because it's out. Let's see what's going on. What do the cards want to tell us today? Current situation. Wow. Lovely. Nine of Swords. Present influence. Four of Cups. Future influence is Knight of Swords. Unexpected. Oh, there's some that are upside down. Five of Swords. Challenge. Page of Pentacles. Strength. That's Seven of Swords. Where does this lead? Judgment. Knight of Cups. I'll leave it right there. And, well, after the Knight of Cups, Emperor. Okay. Advice. Ace of Swords. Eight of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. There's something about, so this makes sense to me now with that Nine of Swords sitting there. You know, anytime, this is Eight of Cups, so anytime you're kind of walking away from a situation or you feel like you need to, it does bring on a little bit of a stressful situation. So this has to do something like you're either walking away from it or you're certainly considering walking away from it. And it's bringing on a little bit of that Nine of Swords, anxiety, stress, overthinking too. And it comes from, I feel like with that Four of Cups there, that, you know, daydreaming for something else, daydreaming, like, I feel like you are walking away from something that you don't really want to walk away from, but I think you're understanding that you should. But I feel like too with this Four of Cups here, you're not doing anything. The Four of Cups can be kind of a stagnant energy, or the Eight of Cups is movement. You're walking away, where the Four of Cups is not. And I feel like you're kind of stuck in a daydream, and I feel like that's what's causing you to be overthinking or stressed or anxious about a situation because you really don't want to walk away from it. Um, let's clarify the Four of Cups. What is this daydreamy thing? That will help us a little bit. I think you all know what the situation is if it resonates. Tell me about that Four of Cups. The Sun. Oops. Oh, two. We got Knight of Pentacles and the Death. And recognition. Yeah, I think you're the Sun, Knight of Pentacles, and then that. Well, the Knight of Pentacles kind of popped out. The Death, the Six of Wands. You know, the joy, like looking like the dream being joy and happiness, and that's what you're really looking for. And then with the Knight of Pentacles, the slow movement of the change here, like you don't see anything really changing, and it's kind of frustrating. But yet there is the feeling of, you know, recognizing that. And I feel like that's partially why the stress is there. Again, it's like, I know this to be true, but it doesn't make it any easier, and it doesn't get me moving either, because that Knight of Pentacles, that slow moving, that's good though. I mean, there's movement, it's just very slow, and that's part of the problem too. I feel like that this is something you really don't want to walk away from, but you know you should. Like there's that push pull. Like, is this really good for me? But even though it's not good for me, I may want it. Tell me about the Nine of Swords. Strength, is that the Strength? Ten of Wands and Knight of Swords. Yeah, you know, it's hard with that. You know, the Strength, that is, you know, staying strong. The Ten of Wands is that burden. The Knight of Swords is there may be, have you, this also could be an energy. We have the Knight of Swords over here as well, where it's, okay, I've been looking at walking away from this, and then there's this other energy that comes kind of back around, and it kind of like stresses you out because it's like, stay away, but you really don't want it to. It's like this It's a convoluted, it feels convoluted to me. Not convoluted in a, like, it, there's more to it. It's not just a matter of easily walking away from something, is what I mean by that. So let's look at what the Knight of Swords is, because that's in our future influence. So there is an energy that just flipping flies in here in the next couple days. What is that? Whoa, it's like, tell me about the Knight of Swords. The Ten of Swords, Seven of Swords. Oh, yeah, the Magician. Okay. I would be really careful, because there's something here with that Seven of Swords and the Magician that, and it could mean that whatever's happening, this Ten of Swords, there's something that's over. And it could be what's over is the hiding, the insincerity, because we do have Seven of Swords in the Strength as well. So that could be saying that it's over, because the Ten of Swords is there. And if you're working with someone that you don't feel is being honest with you, and not honest with you, like, again, keep that broad. I mean, they could be blatantly dishonest, but it could be a matter of just not coming completely, saying everything they need to say. Um, I feel like that's the energy that's coming back around now. It could be the end of that, though. That could be see, the Ace of Swords is in the advice, which is all about truth, telling the truth, speaking up, speaking your truth, being honest, being clear. And I feel like this is that, like, you understand that you need this to be clear. Like, no more messing around here. Like, no more. Let's be clear on what's happening. And I think that's what's coming in, because you're like, okay, well, was it over? Was it not over? What's going on? Should I walk away? Should I not walk away? So it's still kind of hanging in there. What is this Five of Swords? We have the Five of Swords in your unexpected. So I want to clarify this before I go into it. The Five of Swords I look at several different ways. Do you stay and fight even though it feels unfair? And it feels a little unfair to me. And it's not, again, did I drop? No. Oh, yep, I did. Hold on one sec. I did have a drop a card. Okay, so it feels like, it could feel unfair. The other thing is, maybe making that decision on whether, when I see it there, I don't feel like it's you walking away. I feel like it's you facing it, facing it head on, fighting it, not fighting it in a bad way, but going, okay, I'm here for the fight. I'm here for the work or whatever needs to be done here. What is this Five of Swords? There's that Seven of Swords again, the High Priestess, the Fool. So with the High Priestess, because this is also in the unexpected, I don't think you're supposed to know everything. Which, that happens. Like, that's okay, right? So the Seven of Swords and the High Priestess and the Fool. I feel like this Five of Swords is you coming to the realization of maybe like some truths that need to be talked about. And I feel like your intuition is right about this. And it's time that's what you're ready to take a new direction. You're ready to start something new. Even if it is an old situation, the new start is not just the same old, right? No, it's not going to be the same. It needs to be different, because I need to do this differently, because things weren't completely, again, maybe not dishonest, but not, it's about hiding. The Seven of Swords is hiding, right? It's hiding. So what is that hiding? Is it hiding on purpose? Is it hiding, I can't tell you how I feel for some reason because they're afraid? So it could be very innocent, but Fool is all about, like, okay, it's time to take a new direction. So let's look at this. Page of Pentacles is in your challenge, and the Page of Pentacles is about focus and mastering something. So there's something here that's going to be a little bit of a challenge to focus on. Now, if this energy, being the Nine of Swords in your current situation, yes, focus is hard. It's really hard to focus on anything, no matter what it is, when you're stressed or anxious about something. It just is. or if that's constantly on your mind, or if you're overthinking, it's really hard to change focus or focus on what do you really want out of this, and that's what I'm seeing here. Um, and then the Seven of Swords is in your strength, so I do feel like there's something you're taking back here, and I feel like that could be with the Five of Swords as well. You taking something back. In other words, no, like I'm taking my integrity, I'm taking um, my strength, my resilience, my, whatever you feel like this situation took from you. Partially, when someone's not being 100% honest, you feel deceived in some way or another, because if you were kind of upfront, then, and they weren't, you could feel like deceived. I mean, you really can. Like, I was being upfront with you. Why weren't you being upfront with me? Or maybe even in this situation, because you knew they weren't being upfront, you weren't either. So that's part of it too. But it is in your strength. So I do feel like that's going to come back around in a good way. Okay, I'm going to take this back and I'm going to do the right thing here. Or not the right thing, but I'm going to do what's right for me. Um, and that's more what it is. It's not, like the right thing to anybody else but you. The Judgment is then after that. So the Judgment's good, right? It's a rebirth. It's you coming out of all of this, because there's a lot of swords happening here, to be quite honest. And we had a lot of swords in the clarifiers, which a lot of that is how we think, and thinking isn't always truth, right? It's thoughts, it's being in our head, it's, going over things maybe that aren't even really happening. So the Judgment, though, I like, because I feel like you're going to free yourself here. The Judgment to me is a lot about, when I'm looking at it in certain cases, it's a lot about like the phoenix feeling, where okay, you're going to come out of this, you are going to come out of this successfully, in a positive way. Tell me about this Judgment. What is this Judgment? It all leads to the Knight of Cups, the Emperor. So I feel like that's good stuff too. Tell me about the Judgment, please. Um, Two of Wands, High Priestess. High Priestess is showing up a lot too. So this is something you really kind of already know about, and it's the Knight of Swords. So there seems to be a plan moving forward. You're using your intuition regarding this Knight of Swords energy that's coming in, and I feel like that's the Knight of Swords is also in the future, um, the future, um, the future position there. So like I do feel like that's what's happening. Like you're planning. The Two of Wands is the planning. The High Priestess is coming from, your higher self, even your knowing. And then the Knight of Swords, yeah, it represents this Knight of Swords. So whoever or whatever that Knight of Swords is to you, there is a rebirth here. But I feel like because you're listening to your intuition, you'll know exactly how to move forward. And then the Knight of Cups comes in. So I feel like that Knight changes to the Cups. Tell me about this Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is, yeah, kind of a gift coming in. It could be a conversation. It could be someone telling you how they feel. It could be someone even just giving you something. Tell me about this Knight of Cups. King of Wands just popped out. Just keep that in the back of my head. Anything about this Knight of Cups, please. Knight of Cups. Okay. Page of Swords. Nine of Wands. The Wheel. So this is something, okay. Page of Swords. Okay, I almost get the feeling like someone's got their eye on you, maybe. They've been watching you and kind of figuring things out. And I do feel like with that Nine of Wands, there's definitely, this is a situation that's been hard. And you just like have been, is anything happening here? What do I do? Do I just walk away? But the Wheel says that there's something coming back around. And this Knight is good because it's moving forward. And the Knight of Cups is a good card. A positive card, a positive gift coming in, a positive person coming into your life. They care about you, or they'll tell you they care about you. And it is a very positive energy coming where you're headed. We've got the Emperor after that, which is control. This could be somebody. This could be about you taking control back. If it is somebody, it could be an Aries. It could be any fire sign. But this card is an Aries card specifically. Tell me about the Emperor, please. Mhm. Tell me about the Emperor. Oh, Ace of Cups, Seven of Cups, Two of Cups. So this is, yeah. Um, there's a choice you're going to have to make with this. Could be a person, and with that Knight of Cups in here, it makes sense that they're coming in, and then you're trying to make a decision here. The decision is based on moving forward and embracing this, because there is some kind of offer with that Ace of Cups, but it leads to choices. So you're going to have to make a choice here. And I don't think it's about people. It's about whether to move forward or not. It's not like choose person A or person B. It's choose this direction or that direction. It feels to me like that's what it is. The Ace of Swords is in your advice. Be clear on what you need. Be clear on what your expectations are. Be clear on what you can give back. Ask them to be clear as well, because it seems to me like there's so much going on that's in your head, or theirs both, that if you're not clear, it's really hard to make a good decision, because you've been sitting here thinking about walking away from this to begin with. And it's like, okay, well, I don't know what to do here. Like, so I think the most important thing is that Ace. It's be clear on your intention, be clear on what their intentions are, what your intentions are, what you both can give to the situation. Even if this isn't a love situation, it's definitely an important situation because it's been stressing you out. So if this does come back around to you, and someone comes back around, and it feels good, right? It does. The ending feels really good. I think the importance is being clear, because it seems to me up here that the ending is really good. Like where this all leads is really good. But in the now, things are not clear. Like they're just not. There's too many swords here. So anyway, there you have your reading for today. I hope you liked it. Let me know. Take care. Have a beautiful day.